Continue to see gun violence and homicides in New Orleans, increasing the homicide rate. Yesterday, we told you New Orleans is on track to have the highest homicide rate in the nation. According to crime data analyst Jeff Asher, it is the first time that we have topped that list since 2011.
Orleans police are investigating at least a dozen shootings, and so far no suspects have been named. Now, 12 of those shootings took place since the beginning of the holiday weekend, and those shootings claimed the lives of 6 people. Orleans police are investigating at least a dozen shootings, and so far no suspects have been named. Now, 12 of those shootings took place since the beginning of the holiday weekend, and those shootings claimed the lives of 6 people.
The year is 2010, 5 years after Hurricane Katrina. The war between 3&G and the Yo is at its peak. Merrill O'Fray, a.k.a. Black, and his partner in crime, Darryl Franklin, a.k.a. Breezy, were putting a stronghold on the 11-5 trade in the city. The only ops standing in their way would be from the Desire and the Calio housing projects. April 12th, 2010, it would get real out here in these streets. Breezy and his crew were posted up on Desire by the Wing Shack. One of them will spot known stepper Lloyd Curry, a.k.a. Slugger. Breezy and Slugger were cool before Slugger got locked up. It is rumored that Breezy went under on Slugger with a half a bird while Slugger was Josie. The relationship would never be the same. Spotting Slugger would put everyone on alert. It wouldn't be long before shots would ring out. Everyone was scattered. Breezy would leap from a porch and roll under a house. When the smoke cleared, Terrence Butler, a.k.a. Cheddar Black, and Derek Jones, a.k.a. Gucci Man, had both been crushed. Merle, Breezy, and Gregory Rabbit Stewart would jump in Merle's Audi and give chase. They would catch up with Quentin Gutter Broussard on Clear Street and crush him.
It has been a violent night across Southeast Louisiana. New this morning, we are tracking 2 separate murders breaking out just hours apart.
The latest one took place near the St. Claude neighborhood on Cluett Street near North Galvez.
Elton Fields, a.k.a. Bo, and Corey Lewis, a.k.a. Cole, would both jump a fence and get away. Slugger would spin the bin once again to catch Jesse Terry, a.k.a. G-Strip Baby, slipping on Ammonaster and delete him. This day of events would leave 3 fallen members of the 39’ERS. Breezy and Rabbit would be devastated by this loss and will vow to get revenge. A few short weeks after the massacre on Desire, Rabbit and T-Red would unload AK-47s into Bo's whip, believing they had caught him slipping. Donald Daniels, a.k.a. Dizzy, would be crushed in the process, whom was merely using Bo's whip. Taking no mercy, Jasmine Perry, a.k.a. J. Real, Ashton Price, a.k.a. Pound, along with Evans Lewis, a.k.a. Easy, would crush Anthony Brown, believing that he stole a handgun that they would eventually find. The summer of that same year, Merrill would throw a lavish retirement party at the Sports View, a local sports bar located in the 8th Ward of New Orleans. Uptown and Downtown would attend. Nut the Kid would even show up to the huge event. In October of that same year, Merrill and Breezy would drop Bo's location. Rabbit and T-Red would pull up and crush him in the 7th Ward. Late January 2011, Calvin Celestine, a.k.a. Plucky, would be deleted. Rabbit would be the trigger man. It was rumored that Plucky was playing both ends against the middle, triggering the hit to be placed on him. Maul, another rival of the crew, would still be alive. Wanting Maul badly, they would catch him in front of the courthouse. The doors on the minivan that they were driving would fly open. McCoy and T-Red would jump out. Both guns would be on safety and not fire. The female with Maul would flee from the vehicle. Rat would start dumping shots into the whip. T-Red would unjam his strap and join in on the firing. 3 would rub the shooting into the face of their rivals by having t-shirts made of the victim. Merle and Breezy would get the green light from Lil to pump on 3 The first to be fronted would be McCoy Walker, a.k.a. Rat Trap. It wouldn't be long before everyone on the set was pumping, birthing the 39’ERS. In April of 2011, Rabbit, AD, and Big Wash would plot on the Calio, wielding a .223 AD with open fire, per Rabbit's instructions, hitting Floyd Moore. Rabbit would then stand over Floyd and finish the job. The retaliation for G-Baby, Money's brother, would be a reckless killing. Before the events took place, it was already made up in Rabbit's mind to crush anyone that they see on the porch in the Calio. Wash, being a driver, would drive Breezy's Infinity in the Calio to do the shooting. Ronell Oni, who had nothing to do with it, would later be charged with the crime.
I think that there's no value right now for life.
WDSU sources confirmed tonight that one of the victims of a double murder in broad daylight earlier today was indeed a popular local rapper. Fans are turning to the internet to mourn the loss of the second female rapper to sign on with Cash Money Records, a national label that began here in the Crescent City.
28-year-old Renetta Lowe, better known to her fans as Magnolia Shorty, was gunned down yesterday along with another man, and today thousands of people are commenting on a Facebook page dedicated to the rapper. WDSU news reporter Sydney Chewin is live with the latest on the search for the killers. Sydney.
LaTanya, unfortunately, New Orleans police do not have any information regarding any suspects or motive in this case, but you mentioned Magnolia Shorty was gunned down yesterday. Her friend was 25-year-old Jerome Hampton. Both of them were gunned down in New Orleans East in the 6300 block of Bridgehampton Drive in the Georgetown apartment complex.
In December of 2010, 5 days before Christmas, furious with Jerome Man Hampton for an act that he pulled off in 2005, the 39’ERS would devise a plan to finish Man once and for all. Casing out the Calio all day with no luck at spotting Man, Rabbit would suggest driving to the east. T-Red's girl lived in the same apartments with Shorty, and she had spotted Man hanging out there. She would pass this on to T-Red, who would pass this on to Rabbit. Car full of men stacked with fully automatic handguns and assault rifles would head to the Georgetown apartment complex in the New Orleans East. Deciding to wait Man out, the crew would pull out of the complex to cop cigars. Not wanting to be spotted, they would send a junkie into the store to snatch the guards for them. Re-entering the complex, T-Red would use his girl's passcode for the security gate. It is then they would spot Renetta Lowe and Jerome Hampton inside the white Malibu. The team of men would open fire, striking Shorty instantly. A hail of gunfire would ensue, crushing both Man and Shorty. Gregory Rabbit Stewart would later be arrested in June of 2011 in an Atlanta hotel while trying to disguise himself wearing a Rasta wig. It wouldn't be long before Rabbit would cooperate with the government, giving up his partners.
One day after the WDSU I-team broke the story about another sweeping gang indictment in just over a month, the district attorney and the NOPD are speaking out.
Last month, 15 members of the 39’ERS gang were charged in a racketeering indictment involving guns, drugs, and murder. Today, similar charges against 20 men with the 3NG gang, also based uptown.
We will use every weapon in our arsenal to bring them to justice.
Orleans Parish District Attorney Leon Canizero was firm as he described a 30-count racketeering indictment against 20 men in the 3NG gang. He says the group conspired to distribute illegal drugs and used violence to gain and maintain control over the area where it operated near 3rd Street in South Galvez.
They don't show any breaks to the people of this community. We're going to give them no breaks either.
Authorities say the 3NG gang is responsible for at least 10 murders in the last 5 years. This indictment is the 4th indictment stemming from the multi-agency gang unit.
While these cases are more difficult to investigate and prosecute, it allows us to present the whole story to the jury. Get ready, because this is what we see to be a very successful sort of prosecution.